I'm gonna see what happens.
The following is a presentation of Spring Hill Sports Live. It's time for Spring Hill High School Athletics on your home for the Broncos, Spring Hill Sports Live. Spring Hill Sports Live is presented by Strode Orthodontics, creating beautiful, healthy smiles. Learn more at StrodeOrtho.com. Also by
Strode Orthodontics is creating beautiful, healthy smiles. Dr. Claire Strode and her staff have decades of combined experience, offering clear and metal Damon smile braces and Invisalign clear aligners for teens and adults. Dr. Strode tailors your treatment to meet your specific needs with 3 convenient locations in Olathe, Overland Park, and Spring Hill. Strode Orthodontics is ready to give you the beautiful smile you've always wanted. Call for your free no-obligation consultation, 913-491-3400, or visit StrodeOrtho.com.
Cardinal Glass in Spring Hill is now hiring. Cardinal Glass is a great place to land with immediate openings for production technician starting at $19.01 with a $1 premium for evening hours. Also hiring warehouse and maintenance technicians. Cardinal Glass provides competitive wages and great benefits, including medical, dental, life, health savings, and monthly profit sharing. Call 913-592-6100. Walk-ins are welcome at their facility on North Webster Road in Spring. Are you looking for a trusted heating and air conditioning contractor? Look no further than Comfort Designs, Spring Hill's heating and air conditioning company. Comfort Designs Heating and Air has 100% NATE certified technicians who are friendly, knowledgeable, and ready to help. They'll care for your home and complete the job with speed and precision. Locally owned and operated right here in Spring Hill for more than 20 years. Comfort Designs Heating and Air Conditioning. See all they have to offer at comfortdesigns.net or schedule your appointment at 913-592-40.
Elliott Group is a proud supporter of Spring Hill and USD 230. At Elliott Group, we work, live, and shop in your local communities. Serving Miami and Johnson counties for more than 45 years, Elliott Group understands your needs. As an independent insurance agency, Elliott Group works with numerous carriers to find the coverage that best fits your needs. In Spring Hill, call 913-592-5552 or visit ElliottInsuranceGroup.com.
Welcome, soccer fans, to Spring Hill Sports Live. The Broncos and the Mustangs from Blue Valley North set to do battle on a beautiful Tuesday evening here at Spring Hill Activity Center. I'm Alex Smith alongside Tristan Jordan and Caden Carbajo on the controls on the camera this evening. And for the Broncos, kind of a mixed bag to start their season. Of course, a trip to Lewisburg in absolutely dire weather conditions. That game, very windy, very wet game that they did get in before the rain came on Thursday night. Spring Hill ending up 3-0 victors in that one, handing Lewisburg their first defeat of the season. That's a different opponent this evening. Blue Valley North, of course, 6A. They are 1-3 on the season. So we're excited to see what the Broncos can do here this evening. Going to jump right into the lineups. Apologies for some difficulties getting set up here early. We are facing directly into the sun here. We'll be dealing with the sunset. Maybe you can see in the top of your screen. The Broncos, rather, my bad, are going to be in the purple in the darker uniforms, and Blue Valley North are going to be in white, doing our best to distinguish those numbers. We know we got a high angle up here, but we'll be bringing you all of today's action. Right into the starters now, beginning with the visiting Mustangs from Blue Valley North, 1-3, as I mentioned. Isa de Santos Gomez, double zeros, number 13, Amelia Senglob, Addie Wilkie, and Jada Farrington, Delia Gregory, Remy Siner, Maya Siner, Maddie Harmon, and number 18, Cherry Yu, just a freshman. A lot of freshmen starting for Blue Valley North, a young squad. We're excited to see what they can do as the visitors, as the 6A team in here today.
Definitely. Those starters for Spring Hill on the other side of it from the home team. You have Avery Young in that, Kate Gilroy, Veronica Ferris, Jessica Rousseau, Isabella Ferris, Molly Murray, Mackenzie Hood, Olivia Infante, Reagan Downs, Brooke Howell, Peyton Vogelbacher will round out that top striker position. Spring Hill get ready to continue their winning ways against Lewisburg tonight. They will continue Blue Valley North as the Broncos welcome Mustangs into the stable here in Spring Hill.
And this is what I do love. Typically, I'm a Lewisburg guy. You already heard me slip up one time. I call him, but this is what I love about Spring Hill, kind of being situated in 5A, is that they do get to play an interesting schedule. They get to play some of those nearby, those smaller teams, those 4A teams, and they also get to play the big clubs, the big Johnson County teams, the big suburb high schools. So that is, it represents a completely different kind of challenge. Those more rural matchups can tend to be a lot of more multi-sport athletes, a little bit more physical of a game, and then you come up against maybe more skilled players, at least in principle here. We'll see how it plays out effectively as both teams take the field. As I mentioned, pretty much all you can see on your screen is that Lewisburg, or my goodness, Spring Hill are in the purple. That purple's not going to help me either with the Lewisburg, but you can see on your screen that they're wearing dark colors, and Blue Valley North are in white. So the glare is going to be an issue. That's going to continue to be an issue. Hopefully it will be less of an issue, but it is likely that as this broadcast rolls on, it will in fact actually get worse. Not better for both you viewers at home and for us calling the game up here. So, sixth contest of the season, 2 wins, 2 defeats, a single draw for the Broncos. And I'm looking for Vogelbacher. That's who really impressed me in that game against Lewisburg, kind of occupying that left forward role. And it's something you can see game to game. Roles do change, positions do change, but if you're a right-footed player, that's the position that is the most fun to play. You score the most goals. You get that creativity kind of game. Oh my, an early chance here. And just seconds into the game, just 12 seconds in, a errant back pass. The Mustangs pounce on it, and they have scored the opening goal. Before we even had a chance to set the scene, the Broncos caught napping, trying to get their keeper a touch early.
And that goal was scored by Delia Gregory as she was able to pounce on that poor pass. As you mentioned, Alex, she was able to sidestep the goalkeeper, Avery Young, and just simply slot it home into the back of the net. No problems from Blue Valley North.
So that's a back pass to Avery Young. I mean, Young just had nothing to do with it. I believe they are going to check offside, and now if the player was standing, of course, in an offside position as the ball was played, depending on the context, it could be offside, but not this time.
Blue Valley North already has possession again and already back into the box of Spring Hill. This time, Avery Young doing much better and actually getting a touch on the ball, able to clear it out.
So Spring Hill, how do they recover from this, conceding just 12 seconds into the game? First minute goal, of course. If you could call it a 0th minute goal, that's what that one would be.
It's certainly not an ideal start for the home team
not
here.
At
as
all.
They were looking to continue their winning. They had started out with a win against Tonganoxie in their first match this season. They went into a loss, improved to a draw, went back to losing, and finally got back to winning ways. And this is not the start that they were hoping for as they welcome a 6A team into their stomping grounds.
And that is something that a lot of teams try to do. You try to get 5-6 players a little touch of the ball if you do kick off, and sometimes that can backfire, maybe a little bit too predictable. You do see a lot of teams at this level actually just opt to kind of boot it forward on the kickoffs and just throw some bodies up ahead. I think that's what the defending team did that time, as they're looking up for Vogelbacher, can't connect with her.
Early on here, we've seen Blue Valley North, since that goal, have maintained possession well in the midfield and just done a nice job of protecting the ball when Spring Hill puts the pressure on. There we saw a tackle from, as the fans call her, Ronnie, but her name is Veronica Ferris. You will hear the crowd scream, Ronnie, Ronnie, at times. So if you hear Ronnie, that is that right winger, number 2, Veronica Ferris.
Here, Spring Hill deep inside their own half. It's Brooke Powell with it and turns it over. Blue Valley North, 1-3 on the season. For them, they look at this the opposite way. They come down, they are playing a level down, and despite this being a road game, a game they feel like they have a chance to get another win under their belt, regardless kind of what year it is, regardless of what the situation is. A game where they'd come in feeling good. And that certainly was justified, amplified in those opening moments of the contest. A composed finish as well. Don't want to take anything away despite the error from Spring Hill. Still had to do the hard part.
Blue Valley North, as I mentioned earlier, maintaining possession in the midfield. They were just having really nice technical triangle passing, simple drill that you would run and see at any level of the sport around the world. But here we saw it put out in perfection in a game time situation as Spring Hill were helpless to defend it. Ultimately went out for a throw in favor of Spring Hill, but it was really impressive technique from the Mustangs early on.
Mustangs probing down this right side. Nice diagonal for Audrey Brown, a freshman listed on the JV roster. Popping up here in a promising spot. Did start the game. And that tells you maybe also a team kind of starting 1-3, a team that may already look different now at this point in the season than they thought they might at the onset. But that's certainly, again, that energy, that early injection of energy. Look at this starting lineup. You got 6 freshmen, a couple of seniors sprinkled in there as well, but.
And a lot of that is testament to the way that their interim head coach, Terry Hare, likes to operate his teams. If you look at his history with coaching girls at the high school level, he has 4 state titles in 01, 04, 08, and 2012. Those are all 4 years apart, approximately,
right,
give or take. And so that means that he is very good at finding a strong freshman class, integrating them into his system that he wants, and then making sure that that culture maintains over the next 4 years as he brings in class after class into the system that he wants to play. So he clearly putting it into effect with a new school after he retired from Olathe East in 2021 at the end of that season last year. But now as an interim head coach for the Mustangs, he is continuing that strong culture of winning soccer in the girls division.
Nice tackle down there that time by Mackenzie Hood. And Hood's going to run it all the way out herself.
Mackenzie Hood was a player that was highlighted by the assistant coaching staff as a player to keep an eye on for Spring Hill. A center back who has an attacking prowess, loves to push her way into that attacking half as you see there.
And Spring Hill now working it into the box. Milroy going to try a cross. And it was collected after a brief little moment of hesitation by Gomez.
Kate Milroy, another player to watch for Spring Hill. She has been struggling with an ankle injury. We were told pre-game that she will be limited on minutes this evening as she is still trying to recover back to full strength as they look to catapult the team on her shoulders a little bit into the latter stages as we are nearly a third of the way into Spring Hill season.
5 minutes gone here. Going to keep you folks updated on the time. 40-minute first half. We're at the 34th minute, 15 seconds. And if you're just joining us, Mustangs open this game with a goal just 12 seconds in. A Spring Hill back pass was intercepted and then around the keeper turned home.
It was definitely an unfortunate start for Spring Hill to get off on a wrong foot there, but they've since found some solidity in their back line. Mackenzie Hood doing well to clear out a couple of opportunities on the cross. A couple of shots luckily going wide to the side and starting to really find their foothold in this match.
And you see that midfield battle just kind of developing here. Wilkie turns up the field, dishes it out wide. And now into the box come the Mustangs. Cleared away, but not convincingly. Wilkie again back out this time. You can see that those Mustang center halves kind of try to push up the field and support as well. And Vogelbacher kind of the only one left up high. Of course, did they say Western Kentucky commit for Vogelbacher? Was that?
I believe that
was that what
correct.
He said? And so that's D1 talent right there. She has the ball skills, not necessarily the running in behind ability. That was what you'll look for from her kind of complementary forwards, as Vogelbacher will take it and turn here. As I mentioned that, she's going to try to win the race for pace, losing out this time.
If you're looking for pace, Reagan Downs, number 16, she's playing the central attacking midfield position in this Spring Hill lineup today. But she is definitely a pacey attacker. When she's able to break away, she could beat nearly anybody down there on that pitch in a foot race.
And that's what it was about against Lewisburg, as a nice ball chipped into the middle. Coming out for it and collecting, booting it away quickly was Young. An immediate counter opportunity now. Spring Hill Vogelbacher up for Ferris. 2-on-3 here. Ferris turning back inside and had no support there on the right wing, but was able to win the throw-in.
Going back to that save, honestly, from Avery Young, she did really well to read and acknowledge that ball's over that ball that was passed over the top in towards her box. She came off her line about 20 yards, almost the entirety of the distance of her box, to clear that and gather it before booting it out and spurring that counterattack.
And Vogelbacher just left that one for a teammate who wasn't behind her. So Mustangs will try to relieve some pressure as Spring Hill are going into this game. No doubt about it.
With a great bit of pressure there from Veronica Ferris, able to dispossess Blue Valley North before handing possession over again once the ball was pushed into the attack.
And that possibly could have been called a handball, but things a little tight down there. Arm in a natural position, didn't call it. Here come the Mustangs through the center of the park. Signer for Brown, the freshman, down the right wing, finding some support from Cherry Yu, another freshman.
Blue Valley North heavily favoring this near side on your screen throughout the attack in these opening 10 minutes or so now, and center back getting into the attack.
And they've kind of tried to step up and occupy those areas, have those center defenders. Can't tell exactly if they are running the kind of the 3-back system. That's what it appears, and that middle player kind of ends up being the one who's allowed to do more carrying the ball.
Yeah, just here from that goal kick, it looked like they were running almost a 3-4-3 formation with a diamond in that midfield, one central defensive midfielder who sits in front of that back three, but they also could be running wing backs. It's just hard to tell, especially when they're in the attack with those winging fullbacks pressing all the way into the attack.
And it certainly can be very fluid at this level, but, we wouldn't be who we are if we didn't love that aspect of the game.
Exactly.
We wouldn't be sitting here calling high school soccer. Here we go, throw in on the far side for Spring Hill. As it's really that defensive midfield more than the center halves for the Mustangs right now, keeping the ball on the attacking side of the field for the Mustangs. Ball into the box. Here's Yu once again. Left it off for a teammate. Teed up nicely, but that shot not going to cut it. You do see a lot of those shots, though, top of the box, those high arcing shots that kind of fall into the corner of the goal. Working out in high school girls soccer, not that time.
Speaking of those high arcing shots from outside the box, there was one last week.
There certainly was.
Lewisburg.
Yep.
It was a phenomenal strike from Isabella Ferris, number 10 for Spring Hill, who was on the near side, just at the top of the box, near the D almost, and she just sent a beautiful arc, went right over the keeper to spur Spring Hill onto that 3-0 victory away at Lewisburg last Thursday.
That was the first half goal. It was a first half goal and a pair of early second half goals in a game where Spring Hill frankly dominated almost the entire contest. Lewisburg had the first shot of the game, and that was their only shot of the game. And so Spring Hill certainly riding high after defeating nearby rival. But again, much different story, much different opponent. They know that. And it's been an even game since that 12th second goal.
I would point out, though, that Blue Valley North has controlled the possession game for the most part this entire opening 10 minutes or so, but Spring Hill have had one or two decent-looking opportunities. They just haven't been able to find that polish in the final third that they will need in order to pull back level in this match.
Ball now out wide right with Audrey Brown as we try to get all corners covered here. I think we got good eyes on the ball. A couple of subs going to make their way into the contest. Not a huge varsity roster, of course. They can use players on the JV roster as well, but saw nearly everybody listed on that varsity side get into the game for the Broncos on the road against Lewisburg. Dangerous spot for a throw for Spring Hill. A good one, though. Just unable to keep possession. For Spring Hill, though, the positive, most of this possession has come kind of in this segment of the field where they are right now. Not too much progressing toward the box as Mustangs go now. Enter into the box. Another nice tackle.
The substitutes that Spring Hill just made were Tessa Dawson and Gracie Oppo coming on for Olivia Infante and Kate Milroy.
Here we go. 2-on-2 situation. Down the side goes Ferris. Back in the middle. Spinning, turning, and tackled at the last moment was Vogelbacher. Well, that was exciting stuff, and you think maybe that's how Spring Hill are going to get their opportunities in this game. It's going to be risky if the Mustangs leave Ferris and Vogelbacher 2-on-2 like that.
Spring Hill definitely has been trying to utilize Vogelbacher as almost a target forward.
Definitely.
They want to put the ball on her feet and have her turn and her back to the center backs, hold up play, allowing her other attacking partners to come forward into the attacking third, try to weigh it off, spur something on. That time we saw Veronica Ferris in that hold-up position where she was barreling down the right side, turned it back, and laid it off down the middle towards the penalty spot where Vogelbacher was not quite able to get a shot off.
Avery Young fumbled that one and had a Blue Valley North player bearing down on her, but able to collect in the end, and you see she boots it long, and you say target forward. That is exactly the way I would describe Vogelbacher. It's not necessarily that they try to put the ball in the air to her, but it's that first time, as soon as they do create the turnover, they look all the way up the most direct line that they can. And it's been early on in the game, Vogelbacher was kind of isolated, didn't have that second strike partner up there with her. But these last couple, it's looked dangerous. Speaking of danger, here comes Signer into the middle of the box. And Spring Hill going to try to clear it away here. A foul comes in. And that has been the danger spot, kind of that deep hooking ball from the right-hand side into the top of the box a couple different times that Blue Valley North have put that ball in, and Spring Hill looked very vulnerable.
Delia Gregory has been a phenomenal crosser thus far. She also is the player with the goal on this match. So keep an eye on her, number 3 for the Mustangs, as we continue forward in this match. She'll be coming in from this near side, trying to put the pressure on Mackenzie Hood and the other defenders for Spring Hill.
And in that game against Lewisburg, Spring Hill really pushed those fullbacks high. It's something they haven't really been able to do so far in this one. Nice skill here in the midfield. Going to have a shot attempt at top of the box. Kept it down, but not on target. That was Addie Wilkie stepping through the defenders. The freshman, a little error with the shot attempt.
Virginia Haas.
It's a promising player, Addie Wilkie, wearing number 5 for Blue Valley North. Just a freshman. Has some size in that midfield. And when you are trusted with such an important role in the center of the field as such a young player, that really speaks to your skill set.
Blue Valley North just made a substitution. Amelia Senglob comes out, and Virginia Haas coming in.
Nice interplay here at the back for the Mustangs. That back three looking confident and calm in possession.
You can tell that this Blue Valley North team is a team coached by Terry Hare. They are very strong in their passing. They've been very calm on ball. Their ability to push down the wings is stellar as they get another opportunity down deep into their attacking third.
A lot of space here on this near side. We saw in the Lewisburg game, both teams actually played that entire game on the far side, as far away from the cameras as possible. We have almost no angle there at the Lewisburg Stadium either, and it just seems to happen at the high school level that teams kind of get sucked into one area of the field, the game gets sucked in, and there's so much space on the opposite side of the field for the reversals. This goes for both boys and girls, and often who can realize that, who can exploit that space, who can find those switches, is who can end up unlocking the opposition later in the second half. 22:45 remaining here So 18 minutes gone in the first half. Game losing a bit of its early tempo as Spring Hill now try to build some possession. Nice diagonal ball, just lost a little bit of steam and was cut out by Audrey Brown. Good thought, though, for Spring Hill.
It was the right idea to send it down into this near side corner, into the path of Gracie Oppo. Ball didn't quite have enough pace on it. It got stuck on the turf, which is a rare thing to say, especially in soccer. Typically, the ball speeds up on a turf pitch, but this time it slowed down.
And that long-range shot attempt was sliced wide. So haven't seen much offensive production. We've seen a lot of possession. Comfortable with the ball for the Mustangs since the opening goal of the contest. And we've also seen Spring Hill boot it as long as they can on almost every occasion. Didn't go for Vogelbacher that time. Quick sub in for the Broncos.
Broncos substitution, number 13, Hannah McCormick.
The substitutions, Hannah McCormick in, Isabella Ferris out. That'll be likely looking to win that midfield duel with a bit of a fresh pair of legs. Nice ball from Powell down towards this near side to Oppo. They're dispossessed.
More good defending. Nope. A foul comes in. And that will be, I believe, in a position where they're going to want to put this one into the box. Don't believe they will go for goal. Especially, I haven't seen a natural left footer pop up here for Blue Valley North yet. Yu is a right footer, going to stand over this one. 2-player wall.
It was a tactical foul from Brooklyn Powell that caused this free kick in dangerous area. Here we go.
Taken by Yu. Nice delivery to the back post. Bouncing. Looked like it went just over the head of the Blue Valley player there, crashing the back post. Trying to make out who that is over there.
I believe that is Carly Breitenstein, who was there looking for the header. She had just come onto the pitch. It would have been her first touch in this match, and it just went just over her jumping head.
And this time, Spring Hill played short. The pass, not a good one, though. Opportunity for Blue Valley. They are going to sky that one over the goal. These long shots for the Mustangs just not finding the right level. And I don't think Avery Young's cleats have found the right level either. Something wrong there. Getting a little assist from the defenders. Might want to boot this one long after what just happened.
Looking at the tactics from Blue Valley North, it looks like they're going to try to utilize Cherry Yu, number 18, their target number 9, as well, as she has been used a lot early in this match to sort of send a ball over the center backs, hope for her to either catch it and push into the box or catch it, hold it up, and lay it off for another player. She's had several good opportunities. As we see here, she was able to get on the ball, simply hold it up, lay it off for another player, and now that player sends it across.
Yeah, that's great possession here from the Mustangs. Cherry Yu, another freshman with good size, good athleticism for this Mustang team. Down the right side this time they go. Cross coming into the box. A tough one to deal with for Young. Ends up a couple fire feet steps and able to make the catch. Nice punt up the field. Ferris trying to get onto this one.
Gregory sent that ball in towards the box where Breitenstein and Yu were both standing, waiting, pressing in on Young, who did well to maintain her composure and simply keep her hands on that ball before booting it away.
22 minutes gone, 18 remain here in the first half as the Broncos continue to trail by the single goal that came just 12 seconds into the match. Schumatt up ahead for Yu. Could have been a one-on-one for Yu, but Avery Young has been very alert coming off her line in this game.
Yes, another good instance of really smart goalkeeping. You could tell that she did well to keep her body to the side of the ball as she slid into it. those of you at home who are learning to be a goalkeeper.
First of all, why? But second of all.
Sorry?
I said, first of all, why?
But you have 10 other positions on the pitch that you could do so much more on the ball, but the goalkeeper has always been the unsung hero.
Can you tell I'm 6'5" and they shoved me in goal, so I quit?
I played goalkeeper for 8 years, so
Yeah,
I
there
totally
we go.
understand it too.
You want to go out on the field and run with your friends, and they want to make you put on gloves in the summer? Man, I'm from Minnesota. Don't make me put on gloves in the summer.
It looks like there's some more issues going on with Avery Young's boots.
Oh, my.
The technical staff is having to come on to help her fix them. It looks like some of the tape around her laces is coming off. Looks like they may be putting some athletic tape on it as the trainer is out there helping her out.
Don't think this is a medical situation necessarily, as there didn't seem to be anything wrong with her. But after that long clearance, she was looking at the boot. Something funky was going on, and we've already seen Blue Valley North actually kind of take the ball after some of those kicks. You don't want to say, "Nah, coach, it's fine. I'll fix it at halftime." End up having that cost you a goal because of an equipment issue. Certainly not something you want.
And if you're the athletic trainer, Jamie Blackham, you are all for coming out of the pitch for a non-player injury situation.
Sometimes you get to be a hero, and nothing bad has to happen. That's what you got to do there. So I believe we'll have possession down here near the Spring Hill goal, as they do have a throw-in. Kind of an odd stoppage on the other side of the field. But throw-in comes in. Spring Hill able to keep possession here on the near side. Contested tightly, though. Gracie Oppo, looking into the middle, was trying to find Ferris, who had come close to receive the pass. Couldn't do it.
Nice pressure there from Veronica Ferris, forcing the goalkeeper, DeSantos Gomez, for Blue Valley North to have nearly an errant pass out of the back. Not quite. That pressure, if she maintains it, will certainly pay off in the long run.
Schumott runs the ball out of play. Was shadowed closely by Oppo. I think I missed an opposite number pun right there with Oppo and 2 number 15s.
Oh, it's a long
There
match.
it is.
I'm sure you'll
There
get
they
another
are.
opportunity.
There they are again. Here come Blue Valley North into the middle of the pitch now. Farrington. And now the freshman Wilkie back to Farrington. Errant pass, turnover. But a good recovery there from Blue Valley North. That could have been trouble. Booted down the far right side. It's going to be chased by Schumott, who somehow kept it in. Now puts in a good-looking cross, not past the first defender, though. But it was defended out of play.
Brooke Powell was the center back who was able to get her knee on that ball, trying to settle it. Not quite the best touch, and it goes out for a corner kick. That's sort of been a running theme here for the Broncos early in this match. Is not the best first touch. Their first touches, oftentimes the ball will spin off of it and it'll go away into the possession of Blue Valley North. So that is something to keep an eye on if you're looking for points of emphasis for Eric Schwartz, the head coach of this Broncos team.
Header, good connection there in the middle of the box for Blue Valley. But the clearance coming, a lot of those, the first touch and also those clearances as we get over the 15-minute mark, 15 to go here in the first. But a lot of those clearances end up going directly to the Mustang players, kind of at that level before they can clear it all the way to the strikers. That defensive base of midfield for the Mustangs really collecting the clearances nicely. This ball, though, is going to run too far for Schumott, who does catch up with it. And couldn't quite keep it in.
Gracie Oppo with another good moment of pressure. That's the second or third time in almost as many minutes where Gracie has been able to put the pressure on Schumott and force the ball out of bounds for a throw-in in favor of Spring Hill.
I haven't said Vogelbacher's name in quite some time, as they are trying to get it up to her, but the midfield pressure results in an errant pass. His feet in the back there by Harmon. And you can see Vogelbacher has the energy, has the passion, wants to get on the ball. It's almost like when you're a center, you haven't gotten the ball in a while. You just got to go get that rebound. Sometimes you just got to go chase it down yourself. No one can get you the ball.
Someone who was awesome at maintaining that pressure, that competitive spirit in the first Spring Hill home match where they ended up falling in a disappointing 2-0 loss against Shawnee Mission South here earlier this season was number 9 freshman Elizabeth Connor for Spring Hill. She was an incredible competitor, and every time the ball would go out of bounds, she would yell at whoever the ball boy was, ball, I need the ball, we're down, we need the pressure, we need to maintain the tempo. And it was awesome to see her have that fighting spirit, even in the feigning moments of a match that was clearly already out of their hands. She is unfortunately no longer going to be able to continue in this season with Spring Hill, but she is a freshman, Elizabeth Connor, so she has 3 more presumptive years with this varsity team here as the Broncos look to utilize her pushing into the future.
Well, coming up in about 12 minutes and change here as a little adventure underway for Avery Young. A foul is going to come in against Blue Valley North. But that was quite gutsy there by Avery Young as I was prepping to preview the halftime show here. We do have an injury on the pitch. The halftime show is brought to you, though, by Michael Granite Farm Bureau Financial Services. Michael's goal is to help you plan for the unexpected and protect your future. Getting to know you and the things that are most important to you will help them customize the right plan for your needs. To learn more, visit them at 117 South Main in Spring Hill or call 913-592-2336. Now, with only one of me on these, on these soccer broadcasts, there's not really much I can do at halftime. So I'm excited to actually break down this tactical battle that we are seeing going on here. And that, again, 12 minutes, 28 seconds remaining here in the first half that has not seen a goal since 12 seconds into the contest.
Speaking of 12, number 12, Mackenzie Hood, was the player down. She is a captain on this team. She is also committed to a Division I team in the University of Northern Iowa. She has been subbed off due to the injury. So hopefully all things are good with her and she is able to get back out there as soon as possible, as she has been a stalwart in defense this season with Spring Hill.
Here comes Ferris. Running down the right side, pauses and finds support. Now Dawson. Shadowed step by Wilkie. And that's where you really see that lankiness, that height advantage can apply in all sports. When you have a longer reach with your arms, that means you got a longer reach with your legs. You can get around players, make good tackles like Wilkie just did in the midfield.
Kate Milroy returns to the fray, as does Olivia Infante. Gracie Oppo coming off, as does Tessa Dawson. So those 2 earlier substitutions that were made by Coach Schwartz for Spring Hill are reversed here as he tries to get those fresh-legged starters back onto the pitch just before halftime with about 10 minutes left to play in this first half.
And you would like to see those starting players get going as well, because Spring Hill has certainly grown into this game. A couple defenders missing out on that one. Here come the Mustangs toward the box. A slow rolling pass was taken first time, but I believe it was deflected. It's good.
Isabella Ferris was the player who had possession, trying to simply poke it away off to another teammate, but it ended up falling into the path of the Mustangs, and they were able to spur on an attack from there into the attacking third.
Single sub entering the contest. And these are the ones that they've changed in the Premier League so the players can walk out the side. When you have a player all the way on the far side, they have to run all the way through the field. And at this level, it's nice to see players run off the field, but it doesn't always work that way. That's why they changed the rule.
And it is also nice to see this particular player return to the fray as Mackenzie Hood returns to the pitch after recovering from her injury.
Beautiful.
Number 11, Molly Murray, was the player subbed off after she came on in Mackenzie Hood's wake.
And that's one that you really just want to get back onto the field as soon as possible. Another errant back kick clearance, and a covering defender is there for Spring Hill. It was Brooke Powell who hustled back. Still danger, though, for the Mustangs. They've still got it. Brown into the box, cleared away. They're just about denying this supply to Vogelbacher. They leave one of the 3 defenders posted up tight to her at all times. Last couple times it has been number 14, Remy Siner. She's the right-sided center half. Brown going to run on with this one. Another tackle by Powell. They got it through, though. And Avery Young able to collect.
Avery Young yet again showing her wisdom and her ability to come off her line, not afraid to risk being kicked in order to recover the ball, risk saving a goal.
Not afraid to come out play with her feet, too, as we saw kind of dribbling around the play, resulting in the foul, then the injury. Spring Hill now on the right side. That's Ferris coming deep to collect. Up for Vogelbacher. Vogelbacher pass one on the right wing. Chips it into the area and right at the feet of Gomez.
Good play there between Veronica Ferris, as well as Peyton Vogelbacher, as they were able to use some 1-2 passing down that right side, opening up a pretty narrow window for a shot for Vogelbacher, but she opted to take it. Why not? You haven't had many opportunities if you're Spring Hill in this match, so might as well take those opportunities when they present themselves, no matter how narrow they may be.
Powell cutting out another ball here on the near side. And that one cleared away, deflecting off Olivia Infante. Nice one-touch ball down into the corner, just out of play, though. I like to see players attempting things like that, though. One-touch passing, even when it doesn't come off. Deep throw-in. Right to Vogelbacher. Nice control. Vogelbacher is on the run down the side, and they're going to find her. Nice ball. And just trying to keep it now is Vogelbacher. That one somehow not whistled for the foul. Looked like down low it might have been clean, but there was certainly some arm barring going on up high.
And on that opportunity as well, when Vogelbacher had the ball, she was pushing at that far side. Kate Milroy was booking it down that far sideline into the space. If Vogelbacher didn't have that pressure on her, if that foul wasn't committed, she would have been able to lay that ball off for a wide open Kate Milroy, who was still onside. Unfortunately, that foul that was not called ended up stunting the growth of that progression, and then Spring Hill being forced to rebuild now.
Nice job by Ferris coming deep once again, but the pass expertly cut out by Maya Siner. One of the few seniors on this team, but that is where you want your experiences at the back. This one chipped up ahead for you. You passed one defender after the tangle of legs. Nice ball, top of the box. Shot attempt was blocked.
Massive block there from Hood.
Now Brown, the freshman, puts in a low ball that was cleared by the first defender. More defensive work done by Brooke Powell as a long strike going to come in. And it's spilled. You was there, but fortunately Jessica Russo was first to it. You may have been in an offside position. We will not be sure about that, but nonetheless a scary moment as Young spilled that one.
Great heads-up play there from Jessica Russo to be aware of the spill potential, given the bobbles that Young has already had in this match, not willing to risk another unfortunate event.
And that time Vogelbacher just stepped on top of the ball, lost her footing. You can see the frustration as it's put out wide right for Brown once again. Brown racing Infante down the right side. And Infante is going to concede the corner. Nice work by the freshman Audrey Brown.
Spring Hill have done well to protect their net against these types of free kicks, these set pieces. Can they hold their defensive line yet again against this corner kick?
Spring Hill had about 11 or maybe 12 corner kicks against Lewisburg in that Thursday victory, but It was not a good day for corner kicks. It was not a good day to put the ball up in the air. It was so windy that none of those corners even got to, it seemed like even to enter the box.
And of course, they haven't had any corner kicks yet in this match.
Yep.
It just goes to show the lack of attacking opportunities for Spring Hill in this match thus far.
Here is Vogelbacher. Vogelbacher takes a tumble. So Maddie Harmon winning the duel that time. A couple now Blue Valley North defenders getting the better of the Spring Hill Talisman. Here comes Brown. Nice ball inside for you. Turns back to the left foot. And a ball into the box was a good one. Good thought as well. Nobody marking that back post player. But as she has been all game long, Avery Young out to scoop it. 4 minutes remaining here in the first.
Really nice passing through pretty narrow windows there as Spring Hill defenders are just a step behind the passes from the Mustangs now as Ferris is able to cut one out, looking for Vogelbacher.
Here comes Vogelbacher, but again, Signer. And Vogelbacher just feels like that's a little tough, given the fact that she has not received the benefit of the whistle on any of these plays near the end of the first half.
She's got to keep her wits about her, though. She can't let her emotions get the best of her when it comes to these calls. You're not always going to get them in your favor, and you won't always get them against you, but you have to understand that every day there's going to be a different ref. Every game there's going to be different calls, and you have to roll with the punches as they come. Whether they're with you or not, you have to make do and make it your best opportunity, even if they're not being presented for you.
And that's part of becoming an older player, becoming a leader, the junior now Vogelbacher, becoming not just one of the more talented players, but a spiritual and emotional leader on the team as well.
Absolutely.
Halftime maybe coming at a good time also for kind of an emotional reset. Nice play here on the near side for Blue Valley North as a foul was no turnover. Did that ball roll out of play? Guess it did. Vogelbacher. 2:30 remaining now. Only takes 12 seconds. Mustangs could tell you that. Nice sidestep here in the midfield. And advantage was played briefly, then called back.
Really smart refereeing there.
Yep. Something you can't always say at this level. This is an extremely hard sport to officiate. I just want to be clear about that.
It's incredibly subjective, too, because
Right.
obviously the fans of the purple team are going to want one thing, the fans of the white team are going to want another, and very rarely do they ever coincide.
Well, speaking of fans of the purple team, this is going to get them on their feet. Spring Hill, great free kick opportunity for Vogelbacher. They did score one of the 3 goals against Lewisburg off a free kick, very similar position, in fact. And it was Vogelbacher who fired that one into the left side of the goal. This time, just about missed, but a player was certainly running towards where that free kick was taken, and that's why you can do the decoy. Players can't run to contest, I believe, just because there's a decoy runner. That's why this one's going to be retaken.
Until the ball is touched, the people in the wall, no players from the opposing side can get within those 10 yards of the ball.
And it certainly looks like Vogelbacher was just able to gain a couple of feet there, get the ball a little bit closer as this one's going to be retaken. Maybe that's...
Sorry, go ahead.
We got 45 seconds remaining. Here is Vogelbacher. The shot just wide. A great save by Gomez. Got down to the left corner of the goal. And Vogelbacher, the first time, went to the right. On the retake, goes to the left. A corner kick now with 25 seconds remaining. Spring Hill. Lofted ball into the box is a good one. It's bouncing around and kept in. Eventually, though, is going to be booted out. 15 to go here.
Brooke Powell did well to get her head on that.
Here's a chance for Blue Valley North. We got 6 seconds. And 5-4 And that minor intervention there going to be just enough for the half to run out. So zeros on the board, the end of the first half of action between the Mustangs and the Broncos. Mustangs, they scored 12 seconds into this match, and they lead now 1-0. We're coming your way with all the halftime coverage right here. Coming up next on Spring Hill Sports Live.
Strode Orthodontics is creating beautiful, healthy smiles. Dr. Claire Strode and her staff have decades of combined experience, offering clear and metal Damon smile braces and Invisalign clear aligners for teens and adults. Dr. Strode tailors your treatment to meet your specific needs with 3 convenient locations in Olathe, Overland Park, and Spring Hill. Strode Orthodontics is ready to give you the beautiful smile you've always wanted. Call for your free no-obligation consultation, 913-491-3400, or visit StrodeOrtho.com.
Cardinal Glass in Spring Hill is now hiring. Cardinal Glass is a great place to land with immediate openings for production technician starting at $19.01 with a $1 premium for evening hours. Also hiring warehouse and maintenance technicians. Cardinal Glass provides competitive wages and great benefits, including medical, dental, life, health savings, and monthly profit sharing. Call 913-592-6100. Walk-ins are welcome at their facility on North Webster Road in Spring Hill, or visit them online at cardinalcorp.com. Are you looking for a trusted heating and air conditioning contractor? Look no further than Comfort Designs, Spring Hill's heating and air conditioning company. Comfort Designs Heating and Air has 100% NATE certified technicians who are friendly, knowledgeable, and ready to help. They'll care for your home and complete the job with speed and precision. Locally owned and operated right here in Spring Hill for more than 20 years. Comfort Designs Heating and Air Conditioning. See all they have to offer at comfortdesigns.net. Or schedule your appointment at 913-592-4453.
Welcome to the halftime show, which is brought to you by Michael Grant at Farm Bureau Financial Services. Michael's goal is to help you plan for the unexpected and protect your future. Getting to know you and the things that are most important to you will help them customize the right plan for your needs. To learn more, visit them at 117 South Main in Spring Hill or call 913-592-2336. Well, 1-0 match here. The Mustangs scoring just 12 seconds in, Delia Gregory. But after that, a very even match. We've seen Blue Valley North controlling most of the possession here. We've seen the Mustangs, though, a lot of opportunities on the break, and feel it's just a matter of time. Maybe not for Vogelbacher to get a goal, but to get a clear chance. Believe that she will get at least one here coming in the second half.
Absolutely, and I have 3 points for this halftime. If I'm Eric Schwartz, head coach of Spring Hill High School, I am saying these are the 3 things that we need to focus on in order to get ourselves back into this match. Number 1, maintain structure on defense. Mackenzie Hood has been a stalwart. I mentioned it earlier. She has been a rock, a brick wall, whatever analogy you want to use, that's her. As long as it's strong, as long as it's consistent, that's been Mackenzie Hood. She had to go off, and immediately the Mustangs got opportunities on the offensive. As soon as she came back out, she was sliding into people, clearing the ball away. Absolutely phenomenal out of Mackenzie Hood. Secondly, mentality. As we mentioned in the first half, with the calls going against Vogelbacher, calls going against the midfield as well, you have to maintain your wits about you. You have to stay in the match. You can't allow a referee with a whistle to take you completely out of a match, because it's still in your hands. You can still put pressure. You can think harder. You can play harder. You can put more emotion into it. You got to just channel your frustration. And point number 4 is you have to win the midfield battle. Something that the Mustangs have done a phenomenal job of in that first half was simple, easy passes, not hitting it always to space. Typically, you want to hit to space on the attack, but in the midfield, you want to hit straight to feet. Something that the Broncos were trying to do too often in that first half was passing in front of the player, leading the runner into the attack. In the midfield, you want to keep it short, simple. Hit feet. You want to touch the logo on the boot. You don't want to send it to the opponent, and that was something that continuously forfeited possession from the Broncos.
On the other side for the Mustangs, obviously they've got the players. They've got the players shadowing Vogelbacher, but they're applying that pressure on the turnover. They're applying that pressure so quickly it's really making that transitional pass very challenging for Spring Hill. The Eye on the Game is brought to you by Whitesell Optometry/Vision Source. Keep an eye on your child's screen time if they're experiencing eye strain or headaches from watching too much Spring Hill Sports Live. It might be a good time for an exam. Make an appointment with Whitesell Optometry Vision Source by calling 913-592-2020 and be sure to ask about the 2020 rule. Well, we've got 4 minutes, 30 seconds remaining. We'll be back. A little bit more analysis previewing the second half. Again, 1-0 Mustangs here at Spring Hill Activity Center.
Glass in Spring Hill is now hiring. Cardinal Glass is a great place to land with immediate openings for production technician starting at $19.01 with a $1 premium for evening hours. Also hiring warehouse and maintenance technicians. Cardinal Glass provides competitive wages and great benefits, including medical, dental, life, health savings, and monthly profit sharing. Call 913-592-6100. Walk-ins are welcome at their facility on North Webster Road in Spring Hill or visit them online at cardinalcorp.com. Are you looking for a trusted heating and air conditioning contractor? Look no further than Comfort Designs, Spring Hill's heating and air conditioning company. Comfort Designs Heating and Air has 100% NATE certified technicians who are friendly, knowledgeable, and ready to help. They'll care for your home and complete the job with speed and precision. Locally owned and operated right here in Spring Hill for more than 20 years, Comfort Designs Heating and Air Conditioning. See all they have to offer at comfortdesigns.net or schedule your appointment at 913-5...
Elliott Group is a proud supporter of Spring Hill and USD 230. At Elliott Group, we work, live, and shop in your local communities. Serving Miami and Johnson counties for more than 45 years, Elliott Group understands your needs. As an independent insurance agency, Elliott Group works with numerous carriers to find the coverage that best fits your needs. In Spring Hill, call 913-592-5552 or visit ElliottInsuranceGroup.com.
Bank, community banking at its best. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Well, the opening kickoff of the second half will be brought to you by Seats Incorporated. Kickoff your new career with Seats Incorporated in Spring Hill. Seats is a leader in the manufacturing of quality seating and accessories for vehicles with competitive wages and benefits. To see all their openings or to apply online, go to seatsinc.com. Mustangs 1, Broncos 0. It's been that way since the 12th second of this match. A sunny evening here in Spring Hill where the Broncos will be trying to come back. You heard it here on the halftime show. Your eyes at the game, your keys here. And as we barrel on toward half number 2, narrow it down to one for me. What you got?
Number 1, midfield. If you were going to be a good team anywhere in this world, the first thing you have to do is control the midfield. It starts with the midfield. If you want to have a solidified defense, it starts with the midfield. You want to be able to push yourself into the attack, it starts with the midfield. That is the number one most important thing, is the passing going on in the midfield. Keeping that touch directly to feet. Don't try to lead anybody. Keep it simple.
And that can be increasingly difficult, too, as you need to kind of pour players forward here in the second half, as the Broncos do need to find a goal here. We'll see if the Mustangs, who have enjoyed most of the possession throughout that first half, are able to continue that, able to solidify and lock this game down. We've got 40 seconds on the board remaining here in halftime. We will be right back. You are watching girls soccer here on Spring Hill Sports Live.
At Olathe Health, we perform cutting-edge surgical procedures because changing lives with innovative care
If you're off your game because of pain or injury, turn to Olate the Health, because orthopedics is our game. Joint repair and replacement, chronic conditions and injuries, hand surgery, sports medicine. Make an appointment today.
Pinky Plumbing in Spring Hill is a proud supporter of Bronco Athletics. Keeping your plumbing system in good shape can do wonders for your property's value and lifespan. Get exceptional plumbing services when you hire the plumbing specialist at Pinky Plumbing. At Pinky Plumbing, they take pride in their work and guarantee the best plumbing services in the shortest time possible at the most reasonable price. To learn more, give them a call at 913-568-8201 or visit pinkyplumbing.com. Go Broncos! Prime Accounting Solutions in Spring Hill is here to help you and your business grow. From accounting services to tax planning, Prime Accounting is here to help you meet your goals and achieve your dreams. The accountants at Prime Accounting Solutions stay up to date on the latest news and information, ensuring the best options, services, and returns for you. Give Prime Accounting Solutions a call at 913-592-2050. Visit them at 408 North Webster in Spring Hill or go online to primeaccounting.net.
Rain Dance Studios is the area's newest dance studio with professionally trained staff, a brand new facility, and classes for every dance and tumbling level. Rain Dance Studios is everything you never knew you needed in a dance family. With an emphasis on customer experience, exquisite dance technique, and dancer confidence, Rain is the dance studio for every aspiring dancer. Come join Spring Hill's premier dance experience and get the royal treatment. Schedule a free 2-week trial by visiting raindancestudios.com.
Well, the area matchups are brought to you by Apex Massage Therapy. Massage isn't just a luxury, it's a way to a happier, healthier life. Kylie at Apex Massage Therapy knows your aches and pains may be the same as others, but your treatment plan doesn't have to be. Schedule your appointment by calling 913-575-1079. Apex Massage Therapy, 913-575-1079, as we take a look across Kansas with Tristan at your weekend scores.
We're going to be looking at some 5A scores. Maize South beat Arkansas City 10-0 on the 8th.
Ooh.
Pittsburgh lost away at Classical on the 9th, 3-0. Manhattan beat Bishop Carroll in a close match 3-2 on the 9th as well. And again on the 9th, Maize beat North High School 6-0 over the weekend.
Well, thank you very much for that. Good timing as well, as it is the Mustangs that'll start us off here in the second half. Again, fans, apologize. We are facing due west here, and you can definitely tell that on your screens, as it is almost impossible to escape the glare. We're going to try to stay in tight, and when things get to the far side there, really rely on the sound of my voice to let you know what is going on. Mustangs coming through the far side and made an early interception. There is Brooke Powell. Talked about Powell and Hood, that captain-defender pairing that was nearly separated by injury there in the first half. Ended up re-entering the game, did Mackenzie Hood. Mustangs on the right side now into the box. But guess who's there for Spring Hill? It's Brooke Powell.
Brooke Powell was just as solid as Mackenzie Hood was in the first half. So much so that you could see even now she's still a little bit gassed from the amount of effort she's putting in on the defensive end, which is exactly what you want to see out of your players if you are a head coach.
Mustang corner kick number 11, Camille Graves.
Mustangs getting ready to send in this corner. As it's sent into towards the box, bounces around, nobody touches it just quite yet, and finally it's cleared away.
Oh, my goodness, right tipped onto the crossbar by Young. And talked about the lack of corner opportunities throughout the first half. A minute 30 gone. There you go. The initial corner was not exactly a pretty one, but they don't always have to be. After the fact that ball was kind of bouncing around in the area. Certainly the Finest save made by Young so far in this one.
Brooke Powell did well again to clear that ball out towards that baseline, that far side of the keeper's box before the shot was taken on by, I believe it was number 3, the goal scorer, Gregory, yet again for Blue Valley North, trying to put her name yet again on that score sheet.
Up ahead, here's you. Now back for Glazer. Cleared away, and a foul does come in, as we would expect here. Hood is a foul taken down on that occasion.
Blue Valley North yet again using Cherry Yu as that target forward. She received the ball, held it up with her back to Hood, laying it off, and eventually Hood was fouled elsewhere in that buildup. But nice job from Blue Valley North if you are looking at the progress in their attack. And yet again, strong defense from Hood to draw that foul, force a bit of pressure to be relieved. Now Spring Hill trying to build out of the midfield.
Nice 1-2 passing here in the middle. Vogelbacher will run onto it. Beautiful interplay here for the Broncos. Good defending, though, as Vogelbacher was ushered out of play.
Really smart passing there in the midfield, utilizing those keys to success that we mentioned in the halftime show. Simplifying it just ever so slightly, hitting feet, not in front.
And there was a wide open ball there, a little bit late, but still finds her. Here's Glazer. Chased down by Hood, makes a beautiful tackle and maintains possession of boot. Good clearance up the field.
Well done by Veronica Ferris after giving up possession to get back onto it.
Loose ball in the midfield, going to be collected by Ferris.
Spring Hill doing a nice job of adding a bit of pressure in this midfield. In addition to their passing improving, they're also acting like they care a little bit more. It's not that they didn't care in the first half. It's just that it almost felt like Blue Valley North cared more. The Mustangs were winning almost all of those 50-50 balls. They were getting to the ball faster. They were quicker in possession. Spring Hill, almost with a jolt of caffeine at the halftime break, seem as though they're running on their toes rather than sitting back on their heels.
And that's where you wonder, it does seem at times as though the Mustangs kind of have the extra player in midfield. And when you see one team with the traditional back four setup, 2 center backs, and another team with 3 of them, you wonder if that might be, if it could be the energy level, it could be that difference in formation. But whatever it is, I agree with you completely. The Broncos looking much more up to the task here in half number 2. We got 5 minutes gone here as a pretty deep throw-in coming for the Mustangs. You turning. And now a low cross coming in past the first defender, not the second. So what Blue Valley have done so well, though, is to keep the ball in. Keep it in that Broncos half. Even if you're not necessarily in the most threatening position. This one is cleared way up the field. Vogelbacher to chase.
Isabella Ferris there, just trying to relieve a bit of pressure and hoping that Peyton Vogelbacher can get on to the end of it, but at the very least, she's able to help relieve that pressure. The ball is deflected out for a Spring Hill throw-in, so it paid off in that instance. But that is one of those moments where you want to hit feet. You want to try to play your way out of that pressure instead of simply clearing it, hoping to push your team down onto the end of it. Vogelbacher has not been able to win many of the physical battles in that first half, resulting in the frustration from whistles because she was often called for the foul and not in favor of the foul as Powell sends a free kick.
And it's a good one, too, into the middle of the box. Collected by Spring Hill. A heavy first touch, though.
Olivia Infante doing well after having a poor first touch, able to jump back onto it, tries to play it out for Ferris.
And here comes you coming the other way for the Mustangs. Quickly, though, taken away by Mackenzie Hood. Long pass up ahead. This one does get through for Spring Hill. They've got numbers. Wide right for Ferris. Slow rolling ball gets to her. Ferris wants to go alone down the right side. And had it poked away. Will run after and collect it, though, for the throw in. That looked like a very golden chance for Spring Hill maybe, but it just petered out. Still alive. And cross put in the middle. Kate Milroy was there sniffing around. Still on, and a goal comes left-footed. It's Reagan Downs for Spring Hill, ties the game. 7 minutes into the second half, and the Broncos finally equalize. They've been trailing for nearly every second of this game and waiting for their moment to strike back.
Reagan Downs was certainly a player to highlight in that pregame that we talked about. Reagan Downs was the starting striker in the first home game for Spring Hill. She was flipped with Peyton Vogelbacher to switch up that pace, a bit of that first touch ability, trying to have Vogelbacher run in on that back line. But Reagan Downs showcasing her clinical finishing ability there as she was nearly at the top of the box when she struck that, and it ducked ever so perfectly just over the keeper's hands. DeSantos Gomez stood no chance against the clinical strike from Reagan Downs to draw Spring Hill level 1-1.
And as we kind of wrap up that goal, the Mustangs nearly struck back. The freshman there, Addie Wilkie, had the volley kind of bouncing for her, just could not keep that one down. Spring Hill, now into this game, do not want to switch off defensively here. But you talk about Downs as a striker, certainly can strike the ball. That's what so we saw from the top of the box. That shot, you mentioned, absolutely no chance for Gomez. It was a pretty central shot. It was just into the roof of the goal, and the shot power really just leaving the keeper with no chance. Here is a free kick, though, kind of short corner type of look for the Mustangs. Taken rather quickly as well, too quickly, though.
It was good progression for Spring Hill to sort of build out of that midfield. After that clearance attempt was pushed out for the throw, and it was all Spring Hill in the attacking third, as they were able to simplify their passing, hit to feet, a few leading passes here and there, but their first touches were far stronger, and that was what led to the Spring Hill goal as they equalized.
Goal comes in the 47th minute of the 80, as a loose ball bouncing in front is cleared off the line. Still alive for the Mustangs, but now the keeper out, Avery Young, is going to try to make her presence felt physically. Did collide with the Blue Valley North player there contesting the ball, unable to grab it, able, though, to poke it out of bounds.
Isabella Ferris was the player on the line who was able to clear it ever so slightly, relieve a bit of that pressure before another shot was taken and eventually deflected out.
Left-footed corner center of the box, caught by Young after a couple of bobbles. Young, not the tallest player on the pitch, but able to maintain composure, pick a spot, pick a lane through the bodies, and grasp it with two.
Really strong goalkeeping there from Avery Young, coming off her line, jumping over all the bodies. A bit more communication could help with that connection of bodies with her center backs, but other than that, pretty sound goalkeeping. As Spring Hill gives up possession yet again, trying to find the lead of the runner into the attacking third. Not quite the right idea, but that is the way they are choosing to go time and time again.
Yeah, they've got a lot of midfielders bunched up around the ball. Do turn it over. And the Mustangs will charge down the right side looking for you. Both teams kind of almost looking that same approach. Want to go directly into the center forward with that high-risk, high-reward pass. Ball just staying in play on the far side. As Infante spins toward the benches and loses control. Booted straight up ahead. Although not to you this time. It's a change for Blue Valley North. They really have not threatened this Bronco goal too much since that opening flurry. Only have one shot on the board, actually. That is unofficial, but for them in this game, of course, that's the shot that winning the goal. That's why it almost seems odd to talk about the great game that Avery Young is having in goal for Spring Hill, because most of the action for her has kind of been coming out and sniffing out the dangerous opportunities before they turn into shots.
That's definitely been something that this defense has done a nice job of, is trying to limit the number of opportunities that have had to go on to face Avery Young, and Avery Young doing a really nice job of taking on those challenges and doing her best to prevent anything from going into her net.
That was Eshelman down the left side for Blue Valley North, had a nice run. Now kicked into the box. Yu is going to collect it. Nice composure there by the freshman. It's now crossed in, and the header glancing off the top for Gregory. Good look. You see the ideas for Cherry Yu coming short for the ball, laying it off for the cross. That's just one of those where you wish, though, that your center forward could almost be two players. When they are the tallest player and they lay it off, then they can't be in the box to get onto it, type of situation, and seemed like maybe could use a bigger body in the area.
Definitely, and that's one of those moments with high school sports especially, is a freshman may come into the team who is really short for the team, but then by their senior year they may be the tallest person on the pitch by a mile.
Mm-hmm.
So it's something that you have to take into account as a coach, is especially with Cherry Yu being as tall as she is as a freshman. The interim head coach, Terry Hare, definitely saw that and decided to put her up top as that target center forward, that strong woman up top, to provide that opportunity, as she will likely be in that position all 4 years, and you know that she will have the height all 4 as well.
Right. Yeah, it doesn't go the other way, does it? They don't get any smaller. At least not yet.
The only thing to a striker that gets smaller are the defenders in your wake as the goal gets bigger in front of you. Or so you hope.
Broncos throw far side in front of their bench, as we get just a little bit of relief off the glare in this one. Temperature at start time was 67 degrees. Feels a little toastier, though, in the sunlight. And without the wind as well, it certainly will feel comfortable throughout to the final whistle. 26 minutes on the clock remaining here in the second half. Goal coming for Spring Hill in the 47th, if you took an extra long halftime.
There was some great passing there between Rousseau and Veronica Ferris. The simple 1-2 between the right side fullback and the right winger.
Turn it over that time. You could see the busted communication there as Ferris had some words for teammates. Here is Yu. Takes it left-footed and puts it in the corner. Cherry Yu had a couple of options. Could have kept going down that left side. Instead, the confidence to take it early, chipping it just over Avery Young, restoring the Mustang advantage.
What a sneaky forward Cherry Yu just turned out to be. We were talking about her all up, about her size, about her physicality, her ability to hold up the ball, that target forward, right? Well, she's not just that. She's not one-dimensional. She's 2, 3-dimensional. She used her pace to get onto the end of that, push her way, had a fantastic run in behind the fullbacks, and able to have a wonderful strike, clinical, perfect, crisp with that left foot, able to find that top right corner, that far side netting.
Yeah, not a left-footed player. Not if she would have taken that touch and taken it with the preferred right foot, defender could have been on her, and that is something that players, as just freshmen, typically do not possess the confidence or the skill to pull off.
Spring Hill, though, they have to maintain that mentality. I mentioned it at halftime, but now when you're a goal down yet again, you find yourself in the dumps again. You can't let your mentality reach the same depth. You have to keep your heads high. You have to keep your mentality strong and keep the tempo of the play up. You have to maintain possession and just simply push the team forward.
Avery Young trying to do that. Nice punt out. Couldn't quite get to Vogelbacher. And those Blue Valley North defenders, now here in the second half, they are kind of tending to drop back just a little bit deeper. As I say that, they're going to collect possession, scoot that back line forward just a bit. But that seemed to be a point of emphasis even before they actually retook the lead. those few times that they have been vulnerable. Of course, that kind of loophole rule that almost never comes into play, that you can't be offside in your own half. That's Vogelbacher has almost been able to use that rule to her advantage on a couple of these breakouts. You again, looking for space, does get it through the defender somehow and put the shot on target. Well, why not? Cherry U just scored a goal from right around that same spot in the box.
Since the Blue Valley North goal that reclaimed the lead for them, I've been looking at the coaching staff for Spring Hill High School, as head coach Eric Schwartz has been in talks with assistant coach Matt Lundy, and they're likely discussing some formational changes, maybe some tactic changes, and more than likely some substitutes that they're looking to bring on to try to help these tired legs of the Spring Hill players, who many of them have been playing the entirety of the match thus far.
The full, 80 minutes.
Yes,
Sorry.
yes. That's why I had to
Yeah. No,
reset.
Here comes Vogelbacher. Beautiful ball. Not quite, though. There on the same page was Ferris, who kind of had to peel away the run originally going inside and then saw that the pass was going out.
It was a great idea, though, from Vogelbacher, trying to get that attack jump started again, trying to keep that mentality. She's fighting it. So is Ronnie Ferris. Ronnie Ferris, though, just outside of the reach of that ball.
So Spring Hill with the far side throw, and you love a 55th minute goal. There's enough time for these coaches to make those changes, for them to actually apply the strategy, for them to communicate the idea with players, to add another level, another phase to this game. And I believe Vogelbacher was standing in an offside position as that one was played. Easy call. Only first offside flag of the contest here.
Immediately there, Tessa Dawson gets into the fray after coming onto the pitch. Nice pass there from Reagan Downs, the goal scorer for Spring Hill, trying to lead Dawson into the attack. Unfortunately, Tessa was standing just beyond that final defender for Blue Valley North.
Come the Mustangs. You up ahead had the pass deflected and then cut out. And Vogelbacher's going to chase after it here. Vogelbacher, bouncing ball. Here is Vogelbacher, the shot saved by Gomez, who came out and made the kick save.
Phenomenal awareness there from DeSantos Gomez, making herself as big as possible as a goalkeeper. That is rule number 1. You want to be able to make yourself as big as humanly possible. That time getting her right knee as it tucked just under her, able to bounce that off as the shot was going between her legs. The awareness to drop that knee and push it out for a corner kick.
Corner coming in, and you see some nice work by my man Caden Carbajo to just poke that camera around the corner, around our obstacles here, and give you all the angles. Here come the Mustangs down the near side. And that was Eshelman once again doing some shuttling of the ball down the near side, but it's cleared away.
Another defender, Hannah McCormick, doing well on the defense, forcing the pressure that allowed Mackenzie Hood to get onto the ball before resetting it back to Young.
Continuing, though, to see the same type of game being played here as you gets the return ball, the short passing, the extended runs of possession here for Blue Valley North as the shot comes in, and another freshman goal for the Mustangs. This time it's Addie Wilkie, the midfielder who's done most of her work defensively, popping up and delivering a strike on frame. That was clinical.
I was just about to mention how Cherry U had tucked herself into that midfield, almost as more of an attacking midfield role, that number 10 typical position. She had tucked herself inside, allowing for Wilkie, her teammate, to push into that striker spot. Nice interplay there from Blue Valley North, and they are all rewarded as Cherry U gets another opportunity.
Left footer by U once again, and maybe I'm looking at this wrong. Maybe she is a lefty, because wouldn't have expected her to take that one with the left necessarily. Could have gotten closer to the goal and just kind of had the ball fall to her, and That's that freshman inexperience showing, kind of panicking in a situation that was in reality much easier than she thought.
She's definitely a unique player because when almost all of her passes have been with her right,
Right.
but almost all of her quality shots, at least, have been with her left. So it'll be interesting to see how she chooses to utilize that.
And here comes Ferris. The shot, the goal. Well, Spring Hill really regretting that second goal now as they are able to get one back. They still trail by one. Still plenty of time to play here as Veronica Ferris has halved the deficit 19-17 as the Broncos now lead, or the Mustangs lead rather 3-2.
Ronnie now gets her first goal at home. She had 2 goals in the opening matchup against Tonganoxie. The first match of the season. She gets another one here in the 5th. It's shaping up to be a really solid campaign for one of what seems like a fan favorite as the crowd went nuts for the person that they adoringly call Ronnie.
So we are set up for a storming finish here with 19 minutes to play. A flurry of goals coming in the last 6-7 minutes. A 55th minute strike from Cherry U made it 2-1 Mustangs. And then 3-1 as Addie Wilkie scored a goal almost out of nothing. Freshman midfielder coming up off of a 1-2, delivering a strike into the roof of the net. And just moments later, Ferris responding with a strike of her own. I have 61st minute by Ferris.
An immediate response there from Spring Hill. Those tactical substitutions that were made by head coach Eric Schwartz and assistant coach Matt Lundy clearly played a role in that opportunity.
And it's one of those things, too, where Spring Hill has had those forward players, whether it's been Vogelbacher or whether it's been Ferris, matched up 1v1 with the defenders for most of this contest. And even though that's a matchup that they have been winning most of the time, it only takes one bad bounce, one little misfortune if you do gamble and play 1v1. As here's some more numbers. A pass wide left was a poor one, though, as Spring Hill really had numbers and an opportunity there.
They had all 3 forwards pushing into that attacking third. Dawson on the far side, Vogelbacher down the middle, and Ronnie Ferris down this near side. I personally would have laid that ball down this near side towards Ferris. It looked like she had the greater opportunity for a better shot opportunity, at least. Dawson had a defender right in front of her, whereas Ferris had nothing but daylight in front. Also, I'm looking at it from a press box perspective and not in the mix with all the players. So it's easy for me to say.
Well, there's a tactical foul in the midfield by the Mustangs, a good one. Spring Hill did have numbers there. 17 now to play here in the second half.
And a good one indeed, as Blue Valley North were able to drop all 10 of their field players into the defensive half, prepping for this free kick from Brooke Powell. Also a couple of substitutions getting ready for the Mustangs.
Ball put all the way into the D there by Powell. Nice booming kick ahead. Can't find a teammate, though.
McCormick able to win that 50, but with an errant pass. Dawson does well to try to recover it, and does so.
But here come the Mustangs now on the near side. 3-on-3, make it 2-on-2, but a pass too strong. And Avery now going to have to play with her feet. Does so successfully. Nice spin there in the midfield by Infante, got fouled. Time not yet a factor. Plenty to play as we have 16 to go.
Spring Hill, although they are a 5A school in the Frontier League, showing why they put teams outside of the 5A realm on their schedule, they can clearly hang with these bigger 6A schools that have more people, more talent to choose from. Spring Hill not wanting to be left out.
And nor should they be. Like that. Like I said, that's what I really like about covering Spring Hill specifically, kind of being uniquely positioned in the 5A.
And it's an ever-growing and developing community, Spring Hill, Kansas is, as they have their record student body attendance in the high school this year and looking like it will break.
Oh, my, what a save there by Avery Young. Young almost seemed to get down on the floor for that one and then have some additional extension once she got there to make that save. That's, I believe, her third of the game.
It's really nice goalkeeping there from Young, able to dive down deep to her right side, just get a paw to it, push it out, buy herself some time.
Almost saw that shot so early that she nearly robbed herself of the maximum extension, but in the end was able to keep it out.
Dawson's wide open on the far side again.
And Downs just couldn't find her. Play on, says the ref. She'll get a second chance to do so, but is pushed off the ball successfully this time. Very physical battle in the middle of the park, as it has been for most of the contest.
Substitutions.
But for portions, it has seemed like the Mustangs kind of playing around Spring Hill almost. That's not the case here at the end of the contest.
For the Broncos, number 10.
Isabella Ferris coming on for Olivia Infante, number 10, for number 14 for Spring Hill, as they look to get a bit more strength, a bit fresher legs in the midfield.
Pushing up ahead is Brooke Powell. And now a lot of space. Russo's there on that far side. Couldn't get it to her. Could, though, get the foul. And this is a free kick in a promising position, but kind of a complicated one. This ball very centrally located. And Spring Hill with a pile of righties on the team. Going to have to figure out, do they hook this one in toward the 6-yard box? What do they do here? They take a direct shot. Will be a direct shot taken. Had plenty of pace on it. Did not have the accuracy. Not sure that you would beat Gomez from there.
Decent opportunity there from Powell. Just opted to have a go. As you mentioned, it was in an awkward spot on the pitch. Not really much else you can do there. Maybe you're able to pull up another player just off to the side. You can have a simple pass and then reset the attack in a better position instead of an awkward free kick, but not a bad effort there from Brooke Powell.
And that's one where you hate to see a ball put in kind of no players line there, as you can have keepers running out for the ball, offensive players trying to gain it. Poor control here, almost. Spring Hill is able to keep it out of the clutches of Cherry U. Mackenzie Hood with a paying clearance. 12:30 to go as Spring Hill trail by a single goal.
Nice hold up there from Downs. Simple from McCormick. This is nice build up here from Spring Hill.
And a lot of space that they have not necessarily seen throughout the contest.
The question is, can they maintain this calm mentality as they push into the attack?
Had more bodies in the center of the park, but the attacking impetus just coming out of this move a touch for the Broncos. Could still be on, though.
Nice turn from Dawson.
Now up for Vogelbacher, who put it back in the middle.
Nice cut from Ferris.
To Vogelbacher. And now those two connecting again. Veronica Ferris. Ferris rebuffed. Nice move by Isabella Ferris. Shot is tipped just out of bounds. Good save by Gomez, who simply was not willing to risk the catch on that shot that was headed for the top corner.
As the substitution goes on, Tessa Dawson comes off. Kate Milroy comes back. But I want to go back to that passing interplay between the Ferris twins, the Ferris wheel, if you will. They've been going back and forth all night in that attacking third section. Lovely there. Typically, it's been going from Isabella to Veronica. This time, the reverse happens, and a corner kick is won.
Into the center, won by the Broncos, but the attempt was blocked in front. Shot now comes in. That was deflected as well and gathered safely by Isa de Santos Gomez.
Nice attempt there from Russo to have that right-footed effort. McCormick with the awareness that she did not have the range likely, so she waited off for Russo and said, here, you have a go.
Good looking attack for the Broncos as this game winds down. 10 minutes remaining for Spring Hill to strike.
These past 4 minutes or so have been all Broncos in their attacking half. If only they could get a little bit more sharp on that final third passing, their ability to push into that final third. And moments like this, where their first pass is not quite the sharpest, and it almost always results in the forking over of possession.
Yeah, the defense also, the press is going to be dialed in here, as the deep throw-in can be one of the best times to pin a team back. Broncos trying to do just that and able to get possession back successfully. Not so fast, though. Cherry U is the beneficiary of the tackle made by Wilkie. Wilkie has popped up in several positions in this game, of course, has scored what would stand as the winning goal now. Coming in the 60th minute. Cherry U turning. Puts the ball in the box. May have been a shot. And it's collected safely by Young.
Young did really nice job there. Noticing that Breitenstein was coming in, bearing down on her, expecting her to spill it. But Young really solid, keeping both hands on that ball, not letting any spill, even the possibility of a spill, fall.
And tough break for Young in a game where she's played well. Usually you would not necessarily say that when a keeper concedes 3 goals, but at least a pair of those, at least 2 of those were completely unsavable.
Absolutely. Especially when they're ducking just behind the keeper, right? The apex of the shot is just over their head. And it's difficult, especially as we mentioned earlier, at this age where height is such an important factor in this sport. And yet you don't really know whose height is what and where it will be. So if you have a player coming in saying, I'm a goalkeeper, and they're not quite the tallest, it's not ideal. But Young proving that she is more than just height. She is a quality goalkeeper, even though there are 3 that have made their way in the back of the net.
Ferris, great job to stay onside there, but just losing out to Remy Siner at the last moment. Nice defensive effort here by Powell coming up. The return ball was poor. Vogelbacher for Ferris. Those two combining once again. Ferris in the box, had it blocked away. Teed up nicely for Isabella Ferris. Shot blocked. Another strike comes in off the crossbar. Still alive for Spring Hill, but an offside on the rebound attempt. And that one is whistled dead. There's a lot of confusions here, but long-time footy fans will understand why that one was offside. Players.
What an astronomical strike from Reagan Downs. If I may cut you off, I am so sorry, Alex. That was a wonder strike from Downs. She had another one that put her team on the board at the start of the second half, looking for another fantastical effort. This time just unfortunate enough to catch the wrong side of that rounded post as it spurred itself into the ground and out of possession.
And that shot was still rising when it hit the crossbar. You could tell it came almost directly down off of the crossbar. Violent strike, I believe, first time strike. A nice ball played into the corner is going to be shepherded out by the Broncos. Good time for the Mustangs to kill some time in the corner here. They'll make some substitutes and hope that they'll achieve just that.
Number 11, Molly Murray was the left fullback there who was able to force the ball out of play. She's been super quiet this game, but that's honestly kind of what you want, especially from a defender in a game where you may not be the most confident going up against a bigger school, a school that may have a better reputation as far as quality of players are concerned. Molly Murray, of course, being the second, not the second, but the depth piece, if you will, for this varsity team behind Elizabeth Connor, who, of course, is out for the rest of the season with an injury. So Molly Murray doing well to adjust quickly and push herself into the starting lineup and making a good start of it.
Mustangs again poked out on the far side. They won't mind this a bit, though, killing quite a bit of clock in Spring Hill. very far from the goal they need to put one into. Here is a cross into the box. It's going to be cleared away fairly easily, but you actually contesting it. And a diving save is made by Young. It may have looked more challenging than it was. We will have full post-game coverage, which will be brought to you by Shoemaker Collision and Paint Center, Kansas City's premier auto collision repair center. They work with all insurance companies and can get you back on the road in no time. To learn more, visit them online at shoemakercollisions.com or call 913-592-0095. 4 minutes, 35 seconds remain here as the Broncos need a goal. No two ways about it. Instead, though, the Mustangs coming forward, putting the ball into the box, and it will be cleared away. So we're going to be booted way up the field. And Vogelbacher is surrounded by all three Blue Valley North center halves.
Now would be a good time for some more substitutions for Spring Hill. You can tell just that the legs of the players who are out there are getting a little bit heavy. For a moment there on that goal kick, there was only one player in the attacking half. Obviously, you don't want more than that necessarily on a goal kick, but you want more bodies at least near that center line. There was only two bodies even near that line, including the player who was in the attacking half in Peyton Vogelbacher. You want 3-4 bodies up there to try to gain possession off of that goal kick.
Bouncing ball rolls out of play. And it'll be another throw for the Mustangs as we are under 3:30 now.
The Broncos coming into this match are averaging about nearly 4 goals a game, so there's nothing deterring them from putting another one into the back of the net and drawing this match level in the feigning moments. When they played DeSoto was able to get a goal in the last minute of play, so they've had it happen against them. Now it's their turn to force it on another team.
And Lewisburg, team I was covering last week, had a game. They scored with 4 seconds left against Topeka West in the second overtime to win that game. That was a game they outshot Topeka West 27-1.
Oh.
Took them 110 minutes, so there's always time. If there's a will, there's a way.
Exactly. It brings it all the way back to mentality.
Do need the ball, though, and Blue Valley North have dominated possession, trying to suffocate what remains of this game and claim the 3-2 victory. They need to continue to possess the ball here for the next 2 minutes, 20 seconds to secure the win. And they continue to have the spare player available for a pass. Everywhere they look, now probing, knifing into the Spring Hill defense. That was Maya Siner, who now gets it back. The long cross going to come in and kept alive, still in the area. Now rolled away by the Broncos. Under 2 minutes. And it's Blue Valley North right now who look more energized. Who look like they're hungry to put this game to bed.
With right about 10 minutes remaining in this half, it looked like it was all in favor of the Broncos as the home team started to really gain some momentum. And some more momentum is gained as Peyton Vogelbacher takes this quickly.
It's going to be Ferris running down the right side. No big advantage here, though, as a Vogelbacher may regret taking that one quickly. Of course, there's not much time left here, but
Ferris looks as though she's walking with a bit of a limp now after that tackle.
1:10 to play. Doesn't really have time to make the substitution. Not motioning for it. Take the throw in here. Second Bronco goal did come off of a kind of a broken play throw-in situation. Now we've got a free kick on the right side of the pitch with 50 seconds remaining. So players forward, the crowd urging onward, and this is going to be taken, lofted near the far post, and it was taken perhaps too quickly. Maybe the back post runners were not alert to it. Maybe that ball just needed some more loft on it, but somehow that connection almost there, almost on point, just not quite. the connection off the free kick they needed.
That was a perfect free kick from Brooke Powell. She gave it just enough of a loft to land right at the feet of someone who was pushing into the box. But due to the time pressure sensitive moments of this match, as we are down to 10 seconds left, they didn't have the time to set up and truly get a good effort in.
So it will be Blue Valley North that are going to take this game by a final of 3-2. They took a 1-0 lead into the locker room, and very quickly Spring Hill tied the game after halftime, but then 2 Mustang goals were then responded to by the Broncos. Just could not get that final one in. Full post-game coverage, though, coming your way. Don't click away for now. We've got all the coverage, all the goals coming right next. You're watching girls soccer here on Lewisburg Sports Live.
Hers Incorporated in Spring Hill is the area's premier small engine repair shop. Before you place that faulty trimmer or mower, bring it to Hers and let their experts get you back to work. Hers also takes care of hydraulic hoses, cylinder reseal, and mechanical control cables, such as push-pull, brake, throttle, and more. Plus, they carry quality equipment like Bobcat mowers, Steiner tractors, grass trimmers, and more. Hers is even a UPS drop-off station. To learn more,
come and visit us at hersinc.net. Call Hers at
913-247-3530.
The post-game show is brought to you by Shoemaker Collision and Paint Center, Kansas City's premier auto collision repair center. They work with all insurance companies and can get you back on the road in no time. To learn more, visit them online at shoemakercollision.com or call 913-592-0095. Alex Smith, Tristan Jordan, and Caden Carbajo here on a beautiful night hill. And unfortunately, for the Broncos, they end up falling in this one 3-2. And ultimately, that goal, that first goal of the contest, it came just 12 seconds in. You can't really say it was or wasn't against the run of play, because at that point in the game, there is no run of play. And you don't know how things are going to match up, how that midfield's going to be. But this was a dead even game after that 12-second goal. But unfortunately, that just gives you a bit too much of an advantage when you are so evenly matched.
And something to point out is, again, this is a 5A playing a 6A. In talking with the coaching staff from Spring Hill before this matchup, they said that they expect to win the Frontier League, which is, of course, the league in which they've played 2 in-league competition matches, and in both of those, they've come out with resounding victories.
Shutout victories.
Exactly, shutouts, specifically 3-0 over Lewisburg and 12-0 over Tonganoxie in the opening match of the season. However, Spring Hill has started off to a rocky start at home, a place where you typically want to make it a fortress. You want to solidify, make those shutouts happen at home. Unfortunately for Spring Hill, they are 0-2 at home this season.
So that first goal came, again, after just 12 seconds. Delia Gregory, a freshman for Blue Valley North. The game's second came in the 47th minute, tied us at 1. Reagan Downs, the senior, came forward and hit a ferocious shot with the left foot. And then 2 goals from Blue Valley North, more freshmen. That was the story. Cherry U, 55th minute, and 60th by Addie Wilkie. That's 3 goals, all 3 of them by freshmen for Blue Valley North. Then the final goal of the contest came 1 minute later. Veronica Ferris, a nice strike that just trickled past Gomez on the floor. Your takeaways for Spring Hill, you said it, big team. And you stood there resolutely defensively for most of that contest, despite what was really a complete role reversal from that Lewisburg game, where, frankly, Broncos looked exactly how the Mustangs did in this one: easy passing, controlling the tempo, and then still, though, facing a couple of counterattacking opportunities.
And it's something that's important to highlight in these bigger matchups against these bigger schools, is to keep that mentality. We mentioned it at halftime and all throughout the course of the second half, is that mentality, something that Lewisburg was lacking when they played Spring Hill was the mentality. They were afraid of Spring Hill. Spring Hill in this match almost felt at times, not the whole time, but at times as though they were almost hesitant in possession, especially when there was a Mustang player pressing in on them. They just have to have a little bit more comfort. They don't need to worry about being flashy, anything pizzazz. Don't worry about the sparkle because that will come with confidence. If you're calm in possession, you're able to get simple passing, build out of pressure. They have highlights of it throughout the match. Now it's a matter of getting that consistently going, and we are breaking our way into the second third of the season, that middle chunk, the meat and potatoes of the season, where these things really start to needing to find that shine. You need to be finding that polish in the middle of the season.
And so it's Blue Valley North that found the polish tonight. They win 3-2. And for my wonderful, talented colleagues, Tristan Jordan and Caden Carbajo, I have been and will continue to be Alex Smith from a beautiful night here in Spring Hill, Kansas. We wish all of our viewers a great night. Woo! Okay.